All pro, JAFFOs, ball out, Pro Bowl, Tony Romo, 40-yard dash, boy, don't be slow-mo. Get on the court, boy, I'm in go. Outside in the sun like Elliot Kobo. I'm running fast, LA de la Cruz. Turn on the JAFFOs, get my news. 7FL doing good, how I knew. All pro, JAFFO, all pro, jump talk sports, they speak fast. You talk smack, you get sacked. Come tune in, sit in chat, sport you like, they speak all that.
Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Another episode of the All Pro JAFFOs, bringing you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I'm your host, JP, and with me, as always, the greatest DJ in the whole fucking world, and the CEO and founder of Mastix Entertainment, Mr. DJ Mastix.
What's up, folks?
And joining us in a little bit, you guys already know the Prodigy, EJ Wizzle will be joining. We'll probably have a whole cast of characters maybe joining us today. As today is, well, a happy Tuesday. All things considered, Super Bowl 59 happened this Sunday. If for those of you who are living under a rock, and all things are balanced in life. All things are good. The Philadelphia Eagles throttled the Kansas City Chiefs. It was a ass whooping of historical proportions
From the gate.
and from the beginning to the very end. And the only reason why the Chiefs even had 22 points was because the Eagles starters were already sitting, relaxing, and having a good time. It was a second and third stringers out there. It was just pure, absolute domination. We've talked about it on the show of what the Eagles needed to do, and they absolutely did it. We had talked, I had said they needed to control the time of possession. They absolutely did that, and they needed to, it couldn't be close. If they were going to win, we've said it before, in order to beat the Chiefs, by 7 or more, you need to beat them by 21 because they're always getting help, somehow, some way. What the Eagles did was they took it out of the referee's hands. They straight up said, there is nothing that you are going to do. And it wasn't for lack of trying. It definitely wasn't for lack of trying. There were some calls that happened yesterday. It's like, okay, they're trying to at least give Kansas City some sort of breath of life. There was a obvious offsides calls and offsides on the Chiefs. They jumped into the neutral zone and everything, causing the offense to jump, but they called it a false start. It's like, come on now. We know what's going on. We know you're trying to keep it close. We know you're trying to keep it interesting, but just get to know it was belt to ass for Kermit the Frog and company. It was absolutely just they left no doubt. We straight up remember the Titans mode, run it up Herman, leave no doubt. That's exactly what happened. Vic Fangio was a defensive genius throughout the game. And to be honest, this is the first time in a long time that I have seen Andy Reid outcoached.
Yeah, I don't think I ever seen the Chiefs in a while like get beat up on the way they did. It's been, they got it looked like they wasn't prepared for this game. It took it a little too lightly, and
they thought they were going to get enough help, and it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just, and when I say outcoached, let me be clear, people. He wasn't outcoached by Nick Sirianni. He was outcoached by Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio.
Yeah.
The wildest thing about the whole thing was the fact that the Chiefs showed no signs of adjustments going into the second half. And that's something that the Chiefs are pretty good at doing. Second half adjustments, coming back. I mean, because it was 24-0 going into the half. And I mean, during the watch along, if you guys were watching here on JAFFOs TV or on the Mizzle and Deb show, 24 points to the Kansas City Chiefs is not a whole hell of a lot. That could be done, especially with the Chiefs' history, that could be done fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So even 24-0, we were sitting there going, it's not over yet. There's still a possibility they make the second half adjustments, and it could all be a different ball game, in the second half. First two plays, big chunk yard plays, and then the Eagles defense once again said, fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to shut this shit down. You are not going to get a chance. And again, it didn't look like there was any sort of adjustments. Patrick Mahomes wasn't making adjustments. He was seeing ghosts. He had no idea where any of the defenders were. He was so terrified in the pocket because of that front four that he forgot to make the adjustments for everything else. Cooper DeJean, rookie, the white boy corner, coming in, getting the pick six. Absolutely, beautiful on his birthday as we bring in Dub from the Mizzle and Dub show. How you doing, sir?
It's really cold out here in the valley.
Yeah, it's
very
cold.
windy.
It's cold. I woke up this morning and the damn dog's water bowl was frozen outside with his water. I was like, damn.
It's like I'm driving by and I'm just seeing dust all up in the air. Like, am I in a movie? What's going on?
Apparently, the cold days in hell are happening because apparently it was going to be a cold day in hell for the Chiefs to lose. And they didn't just lose, they got murdered. They got boo-fooed with their pants on, and it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty.
Well, I mean, as I've said leading up to the game on your guys' show and on the Mizzle and Dub show, I said, but just keep this one thing in mind, the Eagles' defense this time around is a lot better than the defense that they faced in Super Bowl 57.
Yep.
And, I mean, and it hurts because, first off, I'm very happy for Vic Fangio. I wish the Niners would have brought him back after D'Amico Ryans took the job in Houston, but instead they made Steve Wilkes the scapegoat. And, I mean, it's just, for Fangio, this was kind of personal because he had never beaten Andy Reid coach team. He was 0-8 against Andy Reid lifetime, so he really wanted that one to be the one that took place on Sunday. And, I mean, it goes back to the old cliche, and Mizzle is hitting it right on the head. I mean, again, and this is how the Giants beat Tom Brady twice. When you have four and the rest of the front seven can just pin your ears back and just play back, that gives you a chance to win majorly. And the fact that out of the 38% of Mahomes' dropbacks, not a single blitz was called. That was all straight pressure with four, and they got 6 sacks. And again, no disrespect to Jalen Hurts, certainly deserving of being the MVP. But for me, my MVP was Josh Sweat. They had no answer for number 19 in green.
No.
And
no, Josh Sweat Josh Sweat was
He was everywhere.
he was basically Ronnie Lott, Mike Singletary, and Lawrence
Haley.
Taylor rolled up in one.
Yeah.
Just every quarterback's nightmare was Josh Sweat on
And
Super Bowl
just
Sunday.
and just think about this. It could have gotten worse if Nakobe Dean was playing because he's hurt. Now, if you had Nakobe Dean in there, who knows? I mean, the Eagles, if the Eagles wanted to, they easily could have put up 50 if they wanted to.
Oh yeah,
They could have put up 50. But it was like, you know what?
I think they should have. I think they should, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, come on, the game was already out of hand." You know what? No, because again, this Chiefs team has been a pain in everybody's ass, and it's not even because of the fact that they're winning. It was because of the fact that they were getting the help to win. Let's keep in mind, folks, every single Super Bowl that they've been in, they've been trailing. They were always trailing. And these 2 Super Bowl losses that they took were a combined 40 points. And it should have been more than that because of the fact that the Eagles basically sat all of their starters come the last 10 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, when you don't reach midfield till late in the third quarter, that's domination.
That was
domination.
beyond. And I loved watching Nick Wrong get roasted by his compatriots there with him. Just get absolutely annihilated because all of the absolute bullshit that was spewing out of his stupid fucking mouth all the way up leading to this damn game. Oh, it was so good just to sit there and watch him eat an entire shit sandwich. Oh God, it was great. It was great. They made him have to reveal the banners that he was gonna put up, because now we're talking the whole, is Patrick Mahomes out of the GOAT situation? Well, I don't remember any of the GOATs getting their ass kicked in the Super Bowl like that. I don't remember any of the GOATs throwing over 7 interceptions.
Not that bad, nope.
I've never seen just absolute domination. And when we said it before, in order to win by 7, you need to beat them by 21. You needed to keep the foot on the gas pedal and just absolutely throttle this team, give them no life. Because if you give them no life, it doesn't give the refs a chance to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it wasn't for lack of trying yesterday or on Sunday. There were some calls, like some people are like, oh, well, even DeAndre Hopkins podcast. Oh, I don't see you guys talking about the refs now. First of all, Mr. Hopkins, the only good play that you had throughout the entire game was a 2-point conversion. Second of all, that open drop.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
That drop pass, Mr. Surehands, the one that made Chris Jones' dumbass fall to his knees on the sideline. Wasn't there? Of course, we're not going to talk about the refs because, again, the Eagles left no doubt.
Nope.
They didn't leave it in the refs' hands. They said, we're going to beat the shit out of you for 4 quarters, and there's nothing you or your daddies or the refs or anybody is going to be able to do to prevent this.
Speaking of Chris Jones, when was the last time that he was not a factor in a football game?
Nah, they took him really out the game.
Yep. He was hurt. He was hurt most of the game, trying to come back in and everything. Like, he had a few plays in the beginning where it's going to be like, we knew, especially the run game for the Eagles, but even with Saquon, he didn't break off a big run. He still had a great game. He really did, because he still carried the ball 25 plus times. He still got over 6 receptions. But the thing that people aren't talking about for his game, because all they're looking at is the 2.4 yards on average per carry, the thing that they're not looking at is some of the run block and the pass blocking that he was doing.
But here's the thing.
Elite.
But here's the thing that I wish B-Rabbit would take into consideration. The Eagles ran the ball 45 times to the atonement of 135 yards. Now, yes, they were only averaging 3 yards a carry, but the fact is they still committed to run the football.
They didn't give up on it.
They did not give up on it. The Chiefs only ran the ball 11 times. Didn't even try to get Pacheco going. Didn't even try to get Kareem Hunt going. And Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco are no slouches.
No. But Pacheco was showing signs that first run that he had at the beginning of the second half, I'm like, oh, fuck.
And we know Andy Reid is going to get his big Kool-Aid self-bust, a gold jacket and a cannon when it's all said and done. We know this. However, to the pedigree that Andy Reid is as a head coach, it's shocking to me that he, of all people, didn't even try to attempt to still run the football. It's criminal. But again,
I don't think they didn't expect to get they neck stepped on the way they did from the gate.
They got again. I agree. They were not expecting to get just obliterated.
Yeah,
and yet they didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
they didn't know what to do. That is the worst game the Chiefs have ever played.
Well, first off,
regular season or postseason.
First off, I don't know why Joe Thuney is your left tackle. He is an all-world guard. Why is he playing left tackle? And that got exposed mightily on Sunday.
Yeah, it was bad.
I mean, which again, and I don't want to go back to harping on our team that we root for, but it's like, how did our defense not see this, knowing that the Chiefs' O-line has been suspect for the last few seasons?
Mm-hmm.
All the coaching.
But again, when you have a dynamic quarterback like Mahomes is, it hides your deficiencies. And just like
that in the case of, and I told Matchstick just before you hopped on, this was the first time that I had seen Andy Reid get outcoached.
Yeah, big time.
And again, it wasn't by Nick Sirianni. Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore outcoached Andy Reid.
Fangio wanted this game
Mm-hmm.
because he was still pissed off about losing Super Bowl 47 when he was the Niners DC. That had stuck in his craw for the last 12 years, and he wanted to make sure that his team was ready, prepared to details. I mean, Zach Braun signed a 1-year deal, had 14 starts in like 4 seasons, and then hits pay dirt and was a force and had an interception. And I'm pretty sure he'll get a nice payday raise from somebody because he only signed a 1-year deal. But here's the problem, folks. And right now you have to revamp you have to upgrade your defensive line because the Rams defensive line is only going to get better.
Yep.
Especially adding Young and Verse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I'm not looking forward to seeing 2 times a year.
No.
People forget most of this Eagles defense is young and they're on rookie deals.
Mm-hmm.
That's always so good when you can have elite players. Like when you draft well enough. When you draft well enough to where your rookies on their rookie contracts and everything can come out and play at elite level.
Howie Roseman, the GM, needs to get a whole lot of credit because he hit on these draft picks. And oh, by the way, Jalen Carter just slips to them because of the whole getting in trouble situation, and he just falls right into Philadelphia's lap.
And look what he did.
Yeah, and he probably would, and he probably would have been within the top 5 picks taken if he didn't have that thing cloud over his head. But he just
and then Cooper DeJean coming in getting himself a birthday pick 6.
Mm-hmm.
You know what was really nice to see is just there's really not much you can say other than the Chiefs just got freaking
Well,
It was necrophilia. It was bad.
just like the 49ers. All those years of having long playoff runs, it was eventually going to come back and got them. And it got them this past season.
There's finally
Okay?
balance in the world.
And I'm telling fans this not and I'm telling fans this now. Do not be shocked in 2025 if the Chiefs take a step back. Because it happens to all the great teams that make a good run and win multiple championships. Okay, it's happened to the Golden State Warriors. It's happened to the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. It's happened to the Celtics of the '80s, Celtics of the '60s. When you make long, consistent playoff runs, eventually
You're gonna run out of gas.
you're gonna run out of gas, and that's to take nothing away. The Chiefs did something no NFL team has done in the Super Bowl era. Get to 5 Super Bowl games in a 6-year span. No team has done that. Yes, we've seen 3 and 4, but we've never seen 4 and 5. We've never seen 5 and 6. And again, as much as we can't stand Kansas City, you have to give them their just due and applaud them because that's tough to do, especially in this day and age with how free agency is and how the salary cap is, which is even.
And with things happening, especially what's going to be coming up, with some rule changes that are going to be happening, some
the
of
18-game season,
the dynamics of the first down mark, like the laser first down marks, and all this other. There's so many things that are going to be happening in these next few years that. For the Chiefs themselves, like when you looked at this was the biggest fall from grace I have ever seen. Like, yes, they were going for a three-peat, but I thought it was at least going to be competitive, at least like somewhat competitive. But it was like honestly, and I know people. Oh, look, you got to look at the score. Like the score. No, the score doesn't tell the story.
no,
You got to take 2 touchdowns off the board. You got to because of the way everything went. The way there was no reason why the Kansas City Chiefs should have had more than 10 points. The way they were playing, the way everything was going on.
There was 34 seconds left on the clock when the Chiefs finally scored. They were down 34-0.
And the only reason why they got those 22 is because the second and third stringers were in.
Mm-hmm.
So you take that out, they get they finally get their score. Now everybody's taken out. In reality, this is a 44-6 ass whooping.
Yeah.
This is a 44-6 ass whooping that this was. Like there's no ifs, ands, buts, or maybes. This was the most dominant Super Bowl win in recent memory. It's above what the Bucks did to the Chiefs, because the Bucks gave basically a blueprint on what it was you needed to do.
Only difference was the Bucks kept him out the end zone. They kicked 3 field goals.
That is also true.
And,
I'm also looking at the fact that Tom Brady Juju was in the building at that time as well. There's again, I'm a very superstitious person when it comes to football. So you guys already know.
You know it's bad when Antonio Brown gets in the end zone. You know it's bad.
Yeah, it's just an absolute mauling. Like there's really no other way to put it. Like Patrick Mahomes looked pedestrian. Travis Kelce needs to retire. He's done. He's done. There's the way he played. It's absolute. They were trying to force feed D-Hop for some reason. I don't know what that was going on all for. They tried to force feed him, and that was the reason why Cooper DeJean got his pick 6. Then you have Travis Kelce absolutely nowhere to be found. Right? How many catches did he have? He had 4 catches. 4 catches for 36 yards.
39 yards. Yeah.
39 yards.
Oh, catches.
He was nowhere to be found. An absolute, liability. Really, you're just taking up another spot. they never got the run game going. They never tried to get the run game going. They just panicked. It was absolute panic and chaos. By the end of the second quarter, like if you go about halfway through the third, maybe even before that, you looked at that Chiefs sidelines and you knew their soul had just been ripped. There was nothing that was going to stop the Eagles from winning that game.
And then there was the Chris Jones meme.
Oh, just, oh man. What did it say? What did it say? The ancestors were pissed or something like that?
Oh yeah, the ancestors.
Oh yeah, I seen that one. Mm-hmm.
Shake hands with the devil, and bad things happen.
He shook 47's hand, and then all of a sudden his neck and his back start acting up, and he wasn't even a factor in the game.
It's just everything
He shook
about
hands
it.
with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
On the sideline.
No. He went out of his way to go shake his hand.
See,
Oh,
ancestors was definitely not pleased.
And then Patrick Mahomes' family was sitting with him, met with him, and everything like that before the game, and all. It's just like Matt Six said.
I don't know.
You shake hands with the devil.
The wife and the mom did.
You shake hands with the devil, some shit's about to happen to you.
Hey, do y'all think Dak Prescott got CTE?
Why you say that?
Because he gonna come out talking about
what he said.
What did he say?
Oh my God, that boy.
Wait, what did he say?
He came out there talking about they was right there with the Eagles, that they was, just as good as the Eagles are.
That boy's cooked.
Like he's suffering from something.
I don't know what we
Sit your
got
ass
out there
down
in
and
Texas.
shut the fuck up, have a Coke and a smile. No, not even close to the Eagles level. I found it funny when Jerry Jones's dumbass came out and said, "I'm actually shocked we're not in the Super Bowl." Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh boy.
Really, Jerry? Come on now. Nobody is shocked that you're not in the Super Bowl.
Nobody, bruh.
It's just absolute. It was a great day. It was a great day because you're just watching a pummeling that you knew without referee help. That's the Chiefs really did get exposed. They really did get exposed for being pretty fucking fraudulent.
Them boys got that boy. Yeah.
They didn't even need the baby oil, did they?
Man, them dudes got cooked. No baby oil, no Vaseline, nothing.
It was terrible.
Straight raw dog.
And then, I mean, we got to talk about it because everybody else has been talking about it, but I wanted to get more Matchstick's take on it because the halftime show,
man, it was amazing.
I mean, the message it's clear to people who were actually paying attention. You obviously, the people online that were, we know who they are. But even with the messages, even with the subliminal, like everything that was going on, Matchsticks, there could have gone more with it, or how
For
did
me,
you
it
look
was
at the halftime show?
There were a lot of sound issues with that, with the performance. Like I got all the symbolism and all of that. So when I posted that, people jumping down my throat. You know what you're talking about? I'm like, first of all, you look like an ass because y'all don't even know what I was talking about. So don't get on my shit talking shit when you don't know what you're talking about. But I felt like they tried to he was muffled and kind of muted. Like they still try to, the whole. If you go back and look at the sound, it wasn't clear. Like is any other performer, you got a rapper on there that sound mumble. You sound kind of mumbled and muffled now. So.
I ain't gonna lie.
So it was more like a sound issue than anything.
Yeah, like my TV wasn't jumping. Like, bruh, it didn't. I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
was kind of low.
The sound bar up. Yeah, I needed that shit to rock. Yeah, I was ready.
Man, it was not jumping.
And I just laid on the couch like, damn, that's all I get, huh? So.
Them camera angles, boy, I glazed them camera angles.
Jackson as the most watched Super Bowl halftime show in history.
Yeah. Yeah, he passed Michael Jackson. Yeah, so
Michael Jackson.
Like that
like,
with Samuel L. Jackson's part in that
Hey,
whole thing too. I was like
he went
the
crazy.
narrating, the selling the
the
story.
house nigga.
I
He went
No,
crazy.
he went back to playing Steven and Django. That's what he went back to. That's what that
house
was.
but it was just and it was hilarious because you knew Orange Hitler was in the building
Mhm.
and everybody was looking dead at him. Going, this is a message to you,
Mhm.
motherfucker. Like this
Bruh.
is what's
Oh,
going
he was there?
and then on top of that, just
They
to
showed him on the
further
national anthem.
with the little icing on the top of the cake. You know what? I'm just gonna end Drake's career in the process.
No, but just to look into the
Hey,
camera
Drake.
and just
Hey,
cheese.
that was crazy.
Just
Hey,
That
Drake.
was crazy work.
Like he
Like,
wanted to
The
make sure.
breaking
oh
the
my
fourth wall
God.
was
He wanted to
wild.
make sure. Hey Fox, make sure you get this cheese on Fox. Let's go. Hey Drake.
Yeah, there was a lot of subliminals in there. I was watching this other video today, and they was talking about how when he was standing in the X, it was a reference. You know, he kind of dissed Drake through this whole
Oh
the
yeah.
whole thing, not just with that song. You know, he was talking about Tenacious X that got killed. That they think Drake had something to do with it. So him, them performing in the X was all about
What?
that. Yeah. So there was a lot of subliminals and
And then
messages in it.
having Serena Williams out there, she walking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you petty
Hey, but
motherfucker! I love it.
if y'all ever listen to his song, he says something about Serena in the song.
Yeah. And then fucking.
And then he had SZA out there. Wasn't SZA also an ex of his?
She was out there singing. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Scissors is an ex of his too?
Yeah,
Yes.
Hey,
that's one of
bruh, that's
those
crazy
A
work,
minor
man.
stories, bro. That's one of
That's
those A minor stories.
crazy.
When he
What?
started like seeing her, talking to her, she was like 16, 17. Yes.
And you wonder why Rihanna wants nothing to do with Aubrey.
Mhm.
Oh boy, that's crazy work,
Renew.
bruh.
Renew.
with everything, and then the game over in the light in the lights behind with the crowd and everything. I was just like, oh man, this was
you
just
have
had it not been for and watching it back, like if you know the songs, like you know what's being said. So I'm more watching like the messages on how things are being placed and what's
Mhm.
For
being
real.
said, the
Oh yeah.
narration and everything. But like I can see where some people, I know the ones that I don't know I wasn't clear on what he was saying because of the sound issues, and then there's I wasn't clear on what he was saying because I didn't understand the hip hop and I didn't understand. These are the same motherfuckers who have said every year, anytime there's a black artist doing the halftime show, it's the worst
Mhm.
halftime show ever. Like those people need to go sit the fuck down. It's the worst halftime show ever, huh? He just passed Michael Jackson. Obviously, people were paying attention, and it's like, oh, nobody, the videos, the people's like, oh, nobody's getting into the performance and everything. Okay, first of all, during any halftime performance, I'm sorry, I don't give a shit who it is. You're not getting that much of crowd output because everybody's either going to the bathroom, going to the halftime show is just kind of it's a filler.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. The crowd, I didn't hear much of the crowd, but I think they did that on purpose. Like there's a way they can turn down the crowd mics and all of that.
But you still had 60.
Hey, but you heard the whole crowd screaming A
Yeah,
minor
well,
real
because they
fucking
turned them
clear.
up. They turned them up.
Yeah.
They do that on purpose. I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose though.
Doesn't matter. You still had 65. You still have 65,719 screaming A minor.
Mhm.
Bro, that was insane.
With the lowercase chain.
With the flags.
Yeah.
Did you see the flags and everything too? They
Yeah.
had the A and the minors.
Yeah, the A minor.
Every part of that halftime show. Again,
That
I get what you're
production
saying. That's just like
was
the sound issues and everything. I get that.
flawless.
Outside of
Hey,
that,
that
though,
I just
that
want to know.
production was flawless. The cameras and all of that. Oh my, that was flawless.
Well, you got Apple involved. Apple's not gonna put together a crappy production. They're not gonna do that. This is
One more time,
Apple.
Dub.
I said this is Apple running this. They're not going to put crappy production on a halftime show when Apple's running.
No.
That was
You know, so,
still like, oh my gosh.
Now,
Okay,
like,
now-
like for me, like I
People are
still
going to be
would have
talking about it.
Like
Now-
it would have been cool, like still, like if he'd have brought like Wayne out just because he was in New Orleans, like for.
Didn't he diss Wayne?
If you
I'm
look
about to
at
say, didn't he
the
diss him?
dancers when they was doing Squabble Up, one of the dudes looked like Lil Wayne. That was sitting on the pole. Go look at the dude with the
Are you
dreads
serious?
when they did the dancers from the Bay.
Well, did he have his lean?
No, but he had the dreads sitting over there looking just like Lil Wayne.
Well, I mean, he does look like a gremlin.
It just like everything about it. Like really, what was kind of, and I've been seeing people just breaking down all the messages, what everything means and stuff. The Samuel L. Jackson character, when he came out, and the one that like I didn't really catch until I heard people start like mentioning it and breaking it down. I heard him say it, but it didn't process into my head until after. When they did the Man in the Garden song. And he said, "Oh, you want to do the whole crew, huh? Just the all right, scorekeeper, deduct one life."
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, when he had all the when he said something about, you want to bring out your homeboys, and they were sitting under that light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody.
And he
I
said,
just caught that.
when he said deduct one life, I was like, wait a minute. And then people started breaking it. I was like, oh shit. Like that.
Wait, what
That
did he
one
mean
right
by
there
that?
was probably like the more it'll get you down to your soul if you know, if you knew.
Wait,
Like
what did he mean by that?
I mean, from what I was seeing, like people breaking it down, whenever I heard one person say that whenever black people come together and unify and they have that one leader, that subtract that one life is that leader. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Garvey, like all the people who have come up and brought
Huey
unity to the black community, that's where that came from.
Medgar Evers.
You know, it's just there's when you start to see that unity, they take away the leaders that are causing the uproar. And I mean, I'm like, see, and this was part again. People are going to be breaking down this halftime show for a long time, and it's one of those that we're going to remember as some sort of like turning point of a message, because hopefully the message is clear enough to where you'll start to see things happen. But like, again, you can definitely see the people, you know, showing their true colors, you know, with certain comments and derogatory comments and everything towards the halftime show. It's just like, hey, I love seeing you racist motherfuckers mad. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. It fills me with joy watching y'all squirm. And you notice not once did put the camera. Hey, put the camera on Trump. Let's see his reaction.
Yeah, no.
Let's see his reaction. Let's see Trump's reaction. Not one time did they do that. After he got booed, that was the last time they put him on camera. So it was.
And Fox
was great.
and Fox is his network.
Exactly. I'm thinking about it this way. Is Kendrick gonna get fined for this performance?
He don't care.
I know he doesn't give a shit, but I'm just asking.
I doubt it.
Who's gonna find him?
Aubrey.
I mean, it's like, how you suing somebody because they ditched? Like, to me, like that's like
No,
just whack.
it's not so much about the diss. I was wondering about if Fox, because and I could be wrong. If somebody can correct me on it, that would be great. But if I'm not mistaken, the production team, everybody that was kind of involved, was part of more of Kendrick's production team that he paid. They didn't have much to do with Fox, but Fox did tell him, apparently, and I'm basically speaking on what I've seen people talking about. They asked him not to perform
Not like us.
Not like us. And that's why as he was kind of leading up to it, he's like, I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love to sue. So which one? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that one. But no, I'm going to slow it down. I was like, the whole, how he's turning this story into masterful. Masterful. It just, and then I'm thinking, or some other people, like they said that because he played Not Like Us, that Fox or somebody was gonna a fine or something like that. But again, I don't think he gives a shit enough to
if it wasn't
really.
no contract, I mean, they could ask you to do something if you're in writing, and it don't make a damn difference.
When Super Bowl 56 was in Inglewood, and Eminem was going to be a part of Dre's halftime show, the NFL told Eminem, "Don't kneel." You really gonna tell Marshall Bruce Mathers III, Mister I don't give up, not to do something? He's gonna do it anyway.
You said they told Eminem not to kneel?
Yes.
What?
And he did it anyway.
You damn right he did.
That's like telling NWA back in the day, don't sing F the police back in the day.
They did it anyway.
Yeah. Trying to tell an artist, don't do this, the artist is gonna do it anyway. Why?
The only thing that Kendrick did was censor out pedophile.
Yes.
That's the only thing that he censored out throughout that whole thing.
Really. He knew the crowd wasn't finna do it, so it's easy for him to censor it out. The crowd gonna do it anyway.
Yep.
They gonna say it. Yeah, you can't find the whole crowd. He's like, I didn't say it.
It's just, it was.
And I think that's the whole reason he's suing is because he called him a pedophile. He's trying to say that he's not a pedophile. So that's the whole reason behind the suing.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to have a defamation lawsuit, guess what happens in the defamation lawsuit?
Yeah.
You're going to have to bring proof on how you're not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, Aubrey, let's see how far you want to go with this.
I mean, he got a fucking name, Aubrey. He sounds like a pedophile.
Like the late great DMX said, I ain't never known of a thug from Canada.
I ain't never known a thug named Aubrey.
So we know, like, again, we know because it's plain as day shit that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you're gonna have okay, he said you're a pedophile. Prove you're not. And again, and there was that whole story that apparently Drake was giving out false information and everything. I was like, whoa. On that, I'm not gonna just brush by that. You just said you fed him false information. Why would that false information include you being a pedophile?
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't true, why would you want that to be put out there like that? That makes no sense to me.
And that's all Kendrick got to do is bring his lyrics and be like, hey, I told him this, he told me this, so hey, I wrote a song about it. Like to hear it, here it go.
I'm gonna play Not Like Us 7 times in the courthouse.
Right.
But like again, I thought it was a great halftime show. I thought anybody who disliked it, I know why you don't dislike, or I know why you dislike it. But overall, Kendrick, masterful performance, sir. That one's going to be remembered for a long period of time, and that's going to be dissected for a long time too. Mm-hmm. People still trying to break it down. I'm sure
you can find other subliminals in there. Yeah, you look at it enough times. Yeah, you got to break it down frame by frame.
Yep. It'll all be out there, and again, Aubrey's career is officially over. If it wasn't already a few months ago, it sure as fuck is now with Mr. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, you can't come back.
You don't think he'll go up? You don't think he'll go up if he drops something?
No, I mean, what you gonna drop? I mean, you just had like 100 and how many people watched the Super Bowl?
Hold on.
God, over it. It was the most.
It was 133 million.
It was the most watched
show,
Super
yeah.
Bowl.
You just had
Halftime show or the
135
game?
million fools screaming A minor. You ain't coming back. You can say coming back from that.
The most diabolical look I've ever
Right.
seen.
Yeah,
Right there.
that shit was funny. So say Drake.
Say Drake.
Diabolical. Like, but it just.
Well, even at the Grammys, like he still was kind of, he called Drake the Grammys. Same thing. Gonna say hi to him. But what's up, Drake?
It is what it is, and again, it's gonna be remembered for a long period of time. I know I've watched it at least like from start to finish. God, at least 10 times by now.
Yeah, I had to go watch it again today. I was like, let me go break this down myself again. I'm like, yeah, to me, that was the one reason, like, masterful, genius, but it was just the sound issues for me. Like, I wanted to hear what he was saying. Like, I had to, like, listen in close. It just wasn't clear enough. Yeah, kind of muffled.
Now, I understand that because you are a performer, and from a performer's point of view, you want to hear yourself.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing you want to do. You want to make sure that you can hear yourself, because if you don't hear yourself, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I exactly understand where you're coming from.
People were really bro. I was watching those like people were really getting mad at you. I'm like, do they not know who Mastix is?
It's just because people don't. They find anything to get mad at. They just find anything to be divided over. If you think about it, like food's divided. I can see like why the white people don't like it. It's too black for them, so that's different.
Yeah, because
but everybody else is just like everybody entitled to their opinion. If they didn't like it, they didn't like it. So like, why should they? Why should other people be mad because they didn't like it? That's their preference. So it's like, just shut the hell up.
But it's just like being the broadcast booth. If I can't hear myself in the headset, something's wrong.
Yep.
It's like fix it. But no. So I'm on Newsweek.com, and political influencer Henry Sisson says that Kendrick Lamar dissed President Trump and protested the United States in front of him, and Trump got scared and left the Super Bowl early.
Did he really? Are you serious?
He left early, yeah. He left early.
For real?
That would make sense.
Hello, Mr. Franklin.
Hey, you see the way it was Usher and Kendrick got it there? He knew he was about to they was getting him out of there quick.
Yep.
They was like, you just started something. That's like
and supposedly he was rooting for the Chiefs too.
Oh, of course he was.
Come on, Kendrick.
Of course he was. No, not wait, Kendrick was rooting for the Chiefs or
no,
Trump?
The 47.
President, yeah.
Oh,
47.
Yeah.
No, we knew that one. I would say even the Eagles said they're not going to the White House.
Hell no.
So
they said they're not going to the White House?
Hell yeah. What would you want to get? Would you want to be completely honest? You win a Super Bowl world championship or whatever, would you want to meet with Orange Hitler?
Oh no. Mm-hmm.
I'll sit my ass at home, thank you.
Yep.
Who did that? Who else did that one year? Didn't the Warriors do that, I think?
They didn't go, no.
Mm-hmm.
They did not go. I think I know Mr. Kraft did because him and Mr. Kraft are buddies, but I know the Patriots went.
We'll see. We'll see who shows up or whatever. If you go and look at whoever's there and there's a whole lot of snow, you know why.
Our locker room is gonna be cooked.
Yeah, but I mean a lot of the players have already said that no, they're not going. So I don't know who and then Trump got salty when he heard that and said, "Well, I'm not going to invite him anyway." Okay, buddy. All right.
Hey, as Mike Tomlin said, we do not care.
We do not give a fuck. Like you out of here. But I mean, and then the second half happens, and it's just further domination, further ass whooping by the Eagles. It was just, I was watching a lot of the coaches and some of the players actually apologizing to Saquon Barkley for him not getting his touchdown. But you can read his lips. Yeah, he didn't care.
He didn't care.
We got the ring. That's all I care about. And again, he played well. He didn't have that big breakout, 60+ yarder that we're used to seeing him do or whatever. But he did his job. Pass game, great blocking. Even in the run game, You saw plays where it was a design run by Jalen Hurts. He gets the ball. Saquon Barkley was the lead blocker. He was playing fullback for him, making great blocks going down the field.
Absolutely.
It's a team effort.
Exactly, and Saquon did his job. He was doing what the team needed him to do. And if that meant he had to sacrifice getting a touchdown on his birthday during the Super Bowl, hey, fine. At least I got the ring on my birthday. I don't care. At least we're getting to hoist up the Lombardi trophy.
He wasn't going to be salty like Walter Payton in Super Bowl 20.
No. I mean, Jalen Hurts was also like, I'm looking at him going, man, you talking about this kid, humble, ice in the veins look right now. Jalen Hurts is looking to be that type of player. He's been humble throughout this whole thing. Yeah, he's all smiles and everything once it was done. But throughout the game, he still had a I'm locked in demeanor.
Very composed.
Yeah, exactly. Very composed. Like the game wasn't over yet, so I'm not going to sit here while everybody else is celebrating, still doing their thing. They put the camera on Jalen, and he still has straight face. Game's not over yet. We need to finish it.
But just think about this. Think about where he came from. Got benched in the national title game. Unfortunately, at the expense of my beloved Bulldogs. Got benched for Tua. Then the next year in the SEC title game, Tua gets hurt. Hurts comes in, scores the game-winning touchdown to beat
Mr.
my
Franklin
Bulldogs again. Then basically got kicked to the side, goes to Oklahoma. Does what he does there. And
I'll give him his credit.
Realistically, if you look at it, Jalen Hurts has outplayed Patrick Mahomes in the 2 Super Bowls against each other. Clearly outplayed him.
No.
And it's not even close.
Nope. Not at all up for discussion. So, I mean, and again, the whole GOAT conversation, Mahomes is getting taken out.
That.
He's taken out. At least for right now. He's out of the conversation.
There shouldn't be a discussion because he's still playing. You save that for when he retires.
Yeah, tell that to Nick Wrong.
Well, again, I was watching First Take, and they were talking about, now we got to bring Joe Montana back. Joe Montana never should have been out of the equation in the first place.
Never. He should have stayed. 4-0, no interceptions, highest QBR. Like, you can't touch that.
No, you can't.
You can't touch that.
And again,
especially in the era that he did it in.
Yeah. And as great as Brady was, winning 7 is winning 7. That's undeniable. But you still lost to Peyton's baby brother twice, and you lost to a career backup quarterback. That there is a stain on that.
Nope. There's a big stain. Not only do the backup quarterback damn near threw for almost 500 yards.
Yes.
That game. So, there's just a lot of fact. And then it's like, Andy Reid going down as the greatest coach ever is out the window. I'm like, wait a minute, Andy Reid was even in the conversation of the greatest coach of all time?
Who are you putting him over? I'm not putting him over Tom Landry. I'm not putting him over Don Shula. I'm not putting him over Bill Walsh. I'm not putting him over Chuck Noll.
No. Hell, even over Vince Lombardi.
Vince Lombardi has his own category. Everybody else is trying to get at least to the door.
The trophy they play for is named after him. That should tell you everything you need to know. But I mean, is Andy Reid going to go up there as one of the greatest coaches? Sure, I can give him that. One of them, sure. But not top.
He's top 25. He's in that category.
Yeah, so it's all these conversations that, again, the dick riding for the Kansas City Chiefs has been unbearable. And again, I think that's the real reason why people hate the Chiefs as much as they do. Because again, we know what we're seeing. We know that they're getting help from the refs. We know that that's happening. Anybody who is actually watching the game of football and has watched the game of football can see dead as day what is happening. On top of that, the attitude, the ego inflation, the fans becoming unbearable, and then the media just absolutely. Here, Patrick, do you want me to wipe your ass and I'll hold your nutsack while I'm doing it?
Well, there's a lot of bandwagon fans too, though, because how many Chiefs fans have you ever seen until now? Like everybody a Chiefs fan, all of a sudden they start winning. They're a Chiefs fan.
Okay, well, in the Midwest, they're very loyal. But
Yeah,
if
back
you're not,
there, but yeah,
if you're not in the Midwest, I mean,
yeah.
It's just
but really, okay. How many Patriot fans were there before they beat the Rams in Super Bowl 36? Hardly anybody outside of the English area. Then all of a sudden, Brady wins. Oh, Brady. Like, and this is what I said. Were you a Patriots fan when Steve Grogan was quarterback? Who? You're not a Patriot fan.
You know what it be? You know what I think it is? It's like the kids that watch the Super Bowl. So all of a sudden they go for that winning team. Then all of a sudden that generation is growing up liking that team. It's the kids that's doing that shit. Fuck them kids.
fucking it up for all of us.
I tell people, I have wear some scars, bleeding red and gold. I've earned these scars, bleeding red and gold. Understand? I was a fan during the glory, the BS, and the stupid crap.
Yeah, I was only 3 years old the last time we had any glory, so I've only been here for all the bullshit. So lucky you, sir.
Understand? I appreciate 1981 through 1998 more than you know, sir. Trust me believe me when I tell you.
But it's like I think that has more to do. He's like, oh, nobody was giving the Patriots this much. I was like, no, people hated watching the Patriots because they were so damn good that it was just like, fuck, Tom, stop it. Like, we're tired of it. Just please move on. Let's see somebody else. We know you're great. We know you're winning. Fucking A, let's move on.
But here's what people don't understand. For a lot of years, the Patriots were very crappy.
Yeah. Before that, hell yeah.
Sprinkle in 1985, Sprinkle in 1996 when they got to Super Bowl and lost to Favre. But before Mo Lewis knocks out Drew Bledsoe and here comes, the Michigan feller, the Patriots were crap. And I said this.
Yep.
Once Brady left, do not be shocked if the Patriots go back to being sucky.
And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Sith Lord went to North Carolina and got himself a 24-year-old girlfriend. That's fucking weird.
So enjoy that 2001 to 2019 run. Now Drake May might be somebody, but you guys aren't. You guys are now going to leave the island of relevancy.
Drake May is not going to be anybody. If they actually trade Joe Milton III the way that they're talking about doing it, that'll be the biggest mistake. That'll be the biggest mistake for the New England Patriots is choosing Drake May over Joe Milton III. I'm just letting people know that now. That kid from Tennessee is going to be something special given the right situation.
Let it happen. Couldn't happen to a better person than Robert Kraft. Let it happen.
You got the devil in Jerry Jones, and you got the devil's anus in Robert Kraft. That's just two parts of the same body. But it's again, Super Bowl Sunday. It was a great day. Just watching a dismantling of a team who, in my opinion, did not deserve to be there. Like I'm going to be completely honest. I do not think that the Kansas City Chiefs deserve to be in this Super Bowl because they were handed everything going into this year. There was nothing that said that they should have been 15-2. They should have had 10 wins at best this season. They should have been limping into the playoffs, but no, they were handed everything. And it was obvious. So much so that the mainstream media started asking questions about it. That's how bad it was. And I actually think like this is the first time that we're actually seeing it. But wait, why won't it let me bring him in? It's not letting me bring you in, EJ.
So can I say Dwight Howard is weird as fuck? I was coming across this post that him and his wife share toothbrushes.
Hold on. They what?
They share toothbrushes. They said it's not real love if you ain't sharing toothbrushes. Oh, like that's just nasty.
Okay, this is the same. Okay, this is the same Dwight Howard that likes to grab his teammates' junk when he's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, like this.
Okay, sharing things with your wife is one thing, but dental hygiene, there's just some things you don't share. And toothbrushes is one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, you can share a glass of wine. You can share a glass of beer.
Hey, Bab. Would you ever share your toothbrush with me? Yeah, she said no. Immediately.
By the way, Marissa.
Thank you.
By the way, Marissa, congratulations.
Doug says congratulations for the Eagles. He says, you know it, baby. But yeah, no, it's just great. The Super Bowl ends the way it ends. Probably one of the most dominating victories that we've seen in a very, 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 very long time. So the NFL season's over, but hey, that doesn't mean football is over. March 16th coming around. A7FL season is about to start. A lot of things going on. There's movement. Movement in the West, movement in the East. There's some things going on that is I mean, dare we say this could be the best year in A7FL history. Because we've said it every single year and it just gets better and better and better. The championships get better, the games get better, the stakes get better. Everything about the league is getting better and better.
Hop on the train now. Get on now.
You guys need to be paying attention to it. The UFL coming around. Flag football, I think, has been all year round as well. Which, by the way, they really the commercials that they had for the women's flag football and all the women's sports and stuff. That was pretty good. I was looking at that going, yeah, that needs to be it needs to be showcased. It needs to be highlighted. Now, it gives me a possibility for my future daughter to get into football, which fuck yeah, let's do that. But it's what I was gonna say, what did y'all think about the commercials? I didn't think too much of them. I still don't understand why people are willing to pay $8 million for a 30-second ad.
Hey, y'all was going crazy over them commercials during the game, bro.
The only one I really liked that was actually funny was Seal being a seal, singing "Kiss from a Rose," the remix about Mountain Dew. That's about the only commercial that I liked.
And there was that weird ass tongue commercial. I didn't get that shit.
What was commercial I was looking at going, what? Why? Then they had one commercial that basically had every single brand that you could think of in it. I was like, yeah, it was all these brands said, you know what? We're not paying $8 million each. Let's just put all of our money together.
Oh, yes, the Instacart commercial. No, like I said,
I didn't understand any of them commercials. I didn't understand the significance or nothing.
Bring back the Bud Bowl, damn it.
There's some things that should have just never gotten fucked with.
Yes.
Bud Bowl is one of them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's the commercials get weird. I mean, shit. Who is it? Bradley Cooper was in a few of them. Matthew McConaughey was in like 4 or 5 of them. Like there was a few of them that I was like, God damn, these guys got paid a lot of money to do this. A ton of money for a 30-second ad. That shit's crazy. 30-second ad, $8 million. They had an average like side by side from Super Bowl 1 to Super Bowl 59. Now, like the average ticket prices, the cost of ads and stuff like that. The average ticket price for Super Bowl 1, $12, compared to $8,000 for this year. Was it the average ad price was like less than $1,000 or something like that, or somewhere around like $1,000 for a company to be able to do their ad, to where now it's 8 million.
Well, I mean, they probably didn't have a lot of production companies back then, so it was, probably just that one, and then nobody really had to bid on it. So
No, it was just more simpler back then. It was just more simpler back then. Just like broadcasting sports networks was a lot more simpler back then. Like it's like, okay,
Mad Six, we're getting a little bit of feedback from your end.
I don't want to. It's like, okay, it gets annoying every time you want to say, well, this replay is brought to you by such and such. Welcome to this brought to you by such and such. Like, we don't care about who it's sponsored by. Get to the doggone game. Like, okay. In past Super Bowls, I'm showing my age here, but in past Super Bowls, after the coin toss, then we would kick it off. Now, after the coin toss, it's another damn commercial, then we kick off. Why?
Gotta get that ad money in there. Somehow.
Yeah, gotta get. I'm about to say it's all about the money.
They make billions of dollars.
And they're gonna make millions more on top of that. Just in ads. So it's. But I mean, we're going into now.
By the way,
Super Bowl 60.
Your graphics sucked, by the way.
Oh,
those
God.
graphics were god awful, bro. Piss, straight doo doo. I mean, god awful, bro. Don't even get me started, dude. Brother.
The scoreboard. People were calling it the score bug, but the scoreboard.
Oh my gosh.
The scoreboard was just. I mean, shit. You could have paid us to do that. We could have done that.
And Fox has had some creative ones over the years, but what was that?
They was playing Roblox. That's what it was.
That's what happened. We're just gonna put the letters in bold and just regular
and
block.
That's it.
You can see through the numbers.
Boy, oh my gosh, that was disgusting.
You might as well just go back old school and just don't have the scoreboard on there and just post it up from time to time.
Just
like
awful.
The old days.
They should have just did that little box scoreboard they have in a little top right-hand corner. Like, bro, oh my gosh, that was horrible.
That would have been better than that.
My gosh. That scoreboard, oh my gosh.
Live and you learn, because holy shit.
They literally just dumbed down the bar. Oh my gosh.
Whoever created that graphic, respectfully, go fuck yourself.
Please.
You stole money to make that happen.
Literally robbed them legally. They must have been watching us. They had to be watching us or something. Because, boy, how'd I tell you? They robbed them boys legally. And I mean, no, illegally. They robbed those fools. Oh, my gosh.
That was bad. And the fact that Tubi was ahead of your regularly scheduled Fox programming.
Oh, boy.
And it was being streamed from Fox. Tubi was what, like 10 seconds ahead? That was the first time me and Mizzle had ever been ahead of anything. Y'all had always been ahead of us on everything. That was the first time we got to enjoy being ahead.
Bro.
Yeah, y'all took that victory in stride. Y'all took that W in stride.
Damn right we did. Holy shit, that was nice. That was nice to see.
Boy, this takes so much pressure off of, us little guys, man. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear anything. Nothing at all.
Just open the door. We're kicking it down. We're going through. Let's go.
This Fox box really looked like Tetris.
It was bad.
Oh my
gosh.
Worst.
The worst of all time.
Like it looked like the fee for Philadelphia was overlapping the box, bro. Like, bro, It was horrible.
Yep.
It was just, oh my
bad
god.
All around. Bad all around graphics wise, but hey.
Hey, Doug, do y'all run commercials during A7FL?
When they're on Fox 5.2 locally, they do.
YouTube, no.
If it's on YouTube, no. But considering this year that we're on Fox Soul and YouTube and Tubi and Hulu, there might be. I don't know yet.
So wait, does Mel stream that too, or do y'all have like the actual Fox crew come out there and do that?
No. So what happens is, either Mel or Derek, they're on the phone with Fox.
Mhm,
They're speaking to Fox while Fox is at the studio. They're speaking to us while we're on site, and then they will tell
mhm.
us, and then they'll count down to us when we're going on break and we're coming back from break. So no, there's not a
Mm.
production truck out there like most networks do when they're doing a sporting event. Although that would be hecka dope if that actually did happen.
Would
Um,
be awesome.
Oh, so they just pull y'all feed.
mm-hmm.
Oh, that's it. That's hey man, that's even later. Man.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot, especially this year. There's gonna be a lot more eyes, a lot more different places to be able to watch. So now I mean, the A7 is it's growing league. It's
Ooh,
getting
yo.
bigger and
How
bigger
did
and
y'all
bigger every
do?
single year.
Ooh, I think I need that cheat code, man.
Right? You get on Hulu, on Tubi, on on
Tubi?
regular scheduled program. Like and then from talking to Matt Ryan, especially these last few weeks. We had him on the show, last week. Go, back and check out, some of the information and stuff that he was giving us there. Really good stuff. Um, he was contacting me just now. Like, there's only certain details I can go over, but there's a lot of things that are planned for this year that are going to make it way more interesting. Um, for both coasts, for West and East, it's going to make things the sense of urgency behind getting to the playoffs, trying to get there's a lot of things that are going down that are going to be a huge factor going into this season. And they've got their own three-peat scenario going on, with the insomniacs. It's very hard to three-peat, let alone repeat. And we're looking at a team that has that possibility, and the East is prepared for it. From what the East, as far as I know, what they've been doing when it comes to building rosters, merging, because of the Snow Tribe is now no longer a thing. They're merged
The
with the
U.
U now. So there's a lot of things going on that's going to make this season way more interesting than what we've had in years past. And that's saying something because we say that every year. Like, every year we've been saying that, oh, this is going to be better because, and it just it outkicks its coverage. Essentially, it usually ends up a lot better than what we even anticipated. Last year's championship game. I mean, shit, Mastix, we went to Bullhead. Dub, we went to Bullhead. How do you top that game? Well,
Yeah,
with my beard last year.
when Scott McCorkle looks like he's Nostradamus
Yep.
predicting how the game is going to end. There you go.
Anya Lions going in there and just ending it. After Sterry goes in and holds it on his, it's just, there's a lot of shit going on in the league, and you guys are not going to want to miss it. We are going to be one of your outlets to be able to go to here on JAFFOs TV and the All Pro JAFFOs. Definitely on the Mizzle and Dub show, the other side of the ball as well. 3-on-1 podcast, I believe, is coming back, but the way Matt Ryan said that they're going to be broadcasting is a whole lot of remote this year, so that they can be able to catch more and more. They're going to have games where there will probably
Well, they're
be at the
doing
stadium.
they're doing the games of the week in all locations, so they will be at a remote control center, if you will, for lack of a better term.
I didn't know this, but for each of them, for Big Rob, for Corey, and for Matt, it's a 2-hour drive to get to Asbury Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be able to get them in the right spot, not having to travel all that, but then being able to cover everything a little bit more effectively. So it's definitely going to be fun to watch, as the voices of the A7FL going to be able to cover everything from everywhere.
I'm anxious to see where the championship game is going to be this year.
But one more time.
I'm anxious to see where the championship game is going to be at this year.
I'm not going to be the one to reveal it. I don't want to. Nope. I don't want to get in trouble. We've
He's
already
like, I don't want to spill the beans.
we've already had a good relationship and everything with him. I don't want to be the one to fuck it up. So I'll just
No. I just said I'm curious.
it's gonna be
When
it's gonna be in a
when it's meant
great
for me
location. How about
when it's meant for me to know, I'll know.
that?
No rush.
It's
no
gonna be
harm,
in a
no foul.
location that everybody's gonna love. I'll tell you that.
All right. Well,
You know, so it's
can't wait.
We'll be very very on point with the A7FL season coming up again starting March 16th. Where the Insomniacs are going to try and be a three-peater, do something that the Kansas City Chiefs couldn't do, and hopefully they don't get to the championship and get throttled. That would be insane. That would be I don't think it would happen again.
Neither do
It's
I.
just
I
that.
don't see it happening with the Insomniacs. They are too well coached.
Yeah, so it's there's a lot riding on this season, not just for the defending champions, but for the OGs out in the East. They're not happy the way that these last 2 years have gone down. So look for the East Coast to definitely try and ramp up and start taking those bragging rights back, because they are going to be playing with they're never going to say it. Not even Matt Ryan, come say like, yeah, we can speculate, but they're not going to come out and say, oh, we feel threatened, we feel this, we feel that. They're not going to do that. They're going to try and stay as humble as they can about it. But especially if you've played the game for as long as everybody has, for this league, for us, for for when you have seen what the game of football does to human beings, the East Coast is pissed and they're out for revenge. Now it's a matter of, can they execute and get that revenge? Or is it going to be another year of a West Coast team showing their dominance in this league?
Well, I'll say this. If the Insomniacs do happen to get back there, whomever they play, don't get up double digits and don't keep the foot on their neck. Because something about the Insomniacs getting down double digits, it just seems to wake them up, and then they do what they do.
I know this is a weird plan, but what if coming from behind was the key? Pause. Hey.
Stranger things have happened in football games before, as we all know and have seen.
It's going to be nice. Then again, the UFL is coming. The Canadian Football League is coming. 365 football is always fun.
And not to mention, folks, March 12th, the new league year starts in the NFL, and that means legal tampering, aka free agency.
More shit is going to be going on. So there's a lot of fun that's going to be happening. So be sure to stay tuned here on JAFFOs TV every Tuesday and Friday for the All Pro JAFFOs. Get here Wednesdays for the another session. It'll be session 3 coming tomorrow. Botched Initiatives, Disable Nights. Coming didn't happen this Monday because the man he's a perfectionist. He wants to make sure that whatever he gives you, it's top notch. There's a reason why he's called the greatest DJ on the planet. We don't just say that just to blow smoke up his ass. We've watched it. We've seen it. We know what he does. So, Matchsticks, Indie Vibes with DJ Matchsticks coming up this Monday.
This Monday, we ready. Yep. Got everything I needed. About to go get the iRig from outside out front. It's here. Get that plugged in. And so, now we ready.
Get with him this weekend because he's going to be live and in public, if you will, at NBA All-Star Weekend. So
All-Star.
Go watch the DJ do what he does best, which is rip the ones and twos.
Well, it's going to be good. I can't wait to have again having more stuff here on JAFFOs TV is always nice. That's what we want to build it to become. Just more stuff. If you have anything that you got, if there's anybody on the outside that has an idea, hey, go ahead and throw it in there. Hit the comment section. Throw it in the DMs. Let us know what you're trying to do. If it's good enough, we may showcase it on JAFFOs TV. But for now, we've got Indie Vibes with DJ Match 6 every Monday. All Pro JAFFOs Tuesdays and Fridays. Botched Initiative the Sable Nights on Wednesdays. And oh yes, the Ring Psychology Podcast on Saturdays. So
2 weeks away from Elimination Chamber.
it's there, and then WrestleMania is going to be coming up soon, and there's just a whole lot of shit going on JAFFOs TV, and every social media aspect is now under one on JAFFOs TV because once again, I hate running 4 different accounts. That takes up way too much goddamn time that I just don't have the time for. So it's all going to be on JAFFOs TV, all social media platforms, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. And when I say all social media, I mean the ones that actually matter. We're not on Nazi X anymore, so don't even worry about that. We are on Flip. So if you have the Flip social media app, go ahead and follow us there as well. Looks like we're ahead of the game when it comes to sports programs and everything that are being held on there. So be sure to be able to help us out on the Flip social media app. Guys, we appreciate the hell out of you for hanging out with us on this Tuesday evening. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy, be safe, love y'all, love each other. For myself, for DJ Matchsticks, for the Prodigy, Jay Wizzle, from Dub, from the Mizzle and Dub Show. We will see you guys again on Friday. Later.